Yeah?
Looking for my father. Have you seen him? What do you know about Zimmer? Can I get a drink around here?
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it?
What a bitch. Fine, fuck you. You know what? I'm not talking to you anymore. Alright, Dr.
Look, this
Lee.
is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
How do you know who I am? You know my father. Have you seen him? Where's my father? I'll say, you know my father? Where you see him?
Well, yes, of course I do. Don't you know who I am? I suppose James never told you. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your father many years ago. Your mother as well, in fact. You'll have to forgive me. This has all been very stressful. What with your father suddenly showing up here after being gone for so long. You have to understand that we put all of that behind us. Project Purity, our work, all of it. We've moved on, even if your father hasn't.
Have you seen him? Can you tell me more about my parents? I'd like to know a little more about you. Tell me about this project you worked on. Jesus, can you give me any more fucking options? Holy shit. Have you seen my father?
You haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
I left the vault to look for him. Screw the vault. I said I left the vault to look for him.
Did you? I was under the impression that's exactly the opposite of what he wanted for you. Well, you won't find him here. He's come and gone already.
I'm sorry, can you tell me where he's gone?
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab.
The old lab?
I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, where's his old lab?
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
Oh, I got a waypoint. Let's see. Can you remind me where my father went? Can you tell me more about my parents?
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
What was my father like? I never knew my mother. Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
I understand. I'm sure you did everything. You weren't prepared. My mother's dead or whatever. I never knew her. I'll say I understand.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
So, what was my father like?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again.
And my mother.
Yes. My mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist.
Huh.
Your father loved her.
My mom was a
very
scientist
much.
too.
It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Alright. Talk about something else.
Oh.
Is there any way you can help me out?
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or you're chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Ah, speech 70%. Let's try.
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs.
Nice.
Not much, but it might make things easier for you.
Cool. She gave me 5. That's a lot. Alright, what else? I'd like to know a bit more about you.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
see. Tell me about the project you worked on.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down. We understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
Alright, why'd you stop working on it?
You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we've been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
Okay. Alright, what else can we talk about? Anything else good? What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
Okay. What do you know about Zimmer? Yeah, this other guy.
That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team.
That's a quick answer. What kind of place is Rivet City?
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
I guess that's it. That's the end of the conversation with her.
Good luck finding your father.
What the hell?
Some people are in such a hurry. I'm Janice Kaplinsky, Chief Botanist. What do you need?
Looking for my father.
I did see a man talking to Dr. Lee, but I really shouldn't be discussing it. She's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse. You should probably just talk to her about it. Other than him being an egotistical, arrogant, condescending pain in the ass, nothing. He's from the Commonwealth. He's come looking for some special robot. I must admit I'm rather curious, but I have other work to do.
Oh, that was very useful.
So,
Thanks for nothing. Thanks for absolutely nothing. So there's really nothing of use in this room. Anna Holt went to sleep? What the hell? Nothing else in this room, right? Nothing I'm missing? Oh, there's a door up here. Midship deck. Oh, that's where we came from, right?